Ooh. Hey, folks. It's Jerlene, and I'm live. Okay, so Jerlene, I'm here with my second episode of All Politricks Are Local. I have a problem. I have no notes. That's a problem. I have no notes. Or the notes are in my head. I didn't write them down. So let's see. Give me just a moment. Let me share this with some folks. Hopefully, some folks can join. If you are watching, please give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment. I discovered last week when I was live that the the counter was not working. So if you're watching, please give me a thumbs up or a comment. Let me know that you're here. Like I said, last week the counter was not working. So I have no idea how many people actually viewed. Although I was streaming this in two places, I was streaming on my personal page and on my page. Yeah, please just let me know that you are joining me this evening. All right, so this is going to be a short one because I said I have no notes. Jerlene with no notes gets a little wild. Apologies for being late. I was sitting here thumping to some Temptations. Like no, like for real. I was sitting here thumping to some Temptations and like getting like motivation. Like, have you heard the song, the Temptation song, "A Ball of Confusion"? And it's Evolution, Revolution, Gun Control, Sound of Soul, Shooting Rockets to the Moon, Kids Growing Up Too Soon. Anyway, I was up here doing that, and I kind of um when I was getting ready, I kind of logged out of everything and had to log back in everything. So anyways, Jerlene, here with All Politricks Are Local. Jerlene Tatum. I am a mom, entrepreneur, small business owner, a woman with a voice. Just plan on using it. Last week, I started a series of All Politricks Are Local, talking about local politics, what's happening in our city. In this June 7th, we will be having a primary election, local election for our city, for our state, federal government. So anyway, I'm just going to be here to give some commentary. So this week has been such an interesting week in politics here in Long Beach. So if you've been paying attention to my page daily, I've been attempting to post something called Politricks of the Day. So different things that have been happening. So some of the exciting things that have happened. There's a new candidate in the first district city council race, Mariela Salgado. So Mariela Salgado, she's a entrepreneur, small business owner, and a mom. Like, I happen to know Miss Salgado as a mom. I've had the privilege to work with her in community on issues related to the school district. So seeing Mariela hopping in the race was like, this is going to be exciting. She ran last time, 2 years ago, because I believe there was a special election, or there was a anyway, she ran for first district before, first district city council. So anyway, her jumping in the race is going to be really exciting. I can't wait to talk more about that race, because when I first began doing commentary in 2019, it was about the first district council race, because at the time I lived in the first district council. Now I live in the seventh district due to redistricting. Something else that happened this week was former council member Gerrie Schipske, who was in the mayoral race, moved from the mayoral race to the city auditor's race. Okay. So actually, let me do something real quick. Let's see. I'm going to do this, and hopefully I do this right, because last time I did not do this properly. Let's go. Comments. Oh, it won't let me do it to my personal page. All right, I was going to share the link so that people can join me. If anyone's interested in joining me, if you hit me up right now on Messenger, I will. Oh, wait, I could do it this way. Let me make sure I don't hear myself. So if you hear some playback coming, okay, it's not showing. So hold on just a moment, people. I'm going to have to do something real quick. All right, so I'm dropping, or I'm attempting to drop, if it lets me. Uh-oh. I just dropped a link If anyone wants to join me, all you have to do is click on that link. It will bring you to StreamYard. StreamYard will bring you to where I am, to the broadcast room. So anyone wants to join me, please jump in. So anyway, I just dropped a link to StreamYard, so you can come in and join me right now. So back to Gerrie Schipske. So Gerrie Schipske, a former 5th District council member, was in the mayoral race. As of last week, there were about 7 potential candidates for mayoral race. Or anyway, it was 9 candidates. She moved from that race to the city attorney's race. So that's really exciting. I can't wait to talk about, like, at first I didn't have anything to really say about the city attorney's race, but now I'm going to be paying attention to it. But something that came up, and this is just, I stole this picture off the internet. I just have to share this. So this is a picture that Ian Patton, who happens to be a candidate in the 5th district race, that's running for the 5th district council. So anyway, I hijacked this picture off his Facebook page. Please forgive me, or or applaud me for this. But anyway, this is the picture that he posted on his page. So this is a picture from Gerrie Schipske yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday, having her nomination paper signed. So in order for candidates to be able to be in the race, they have to go through this, I think, arduous process. I looked at the application. I was like, nah, I don't like applications. I get like I'll put it off to later. But in one of the processes, they have to get voters in their respective areas to sign the nomination papers when they turn in their paperwork. So anyway, I saw this picture, and Ian Patton, and his name is spelled IAN Patton. You look him up, or you can go to my page. I shared his post on my page. He shared this. He wrote this wonderful commentary about what his thoughts were about Gerrie moving from mayoral race to the city attorney race. So one thing that was interesting, and he starts out, he says, show of unity. And I'm like, yeah, that would have been an interesting show. But what I wanted to draw attention to, everyone look at their smiles. You see their smiles? When I saw the picture, it reminded me of the smiles that my children would make when they were small. And I just had to, so check out their smiles. That's my little girl, and that's Dan Pressburg's grandbaby. But look. So here we go. I'm gonna go back. Look at the smiles. Yeah, sorry. It just made me laugh. It made me think about all the pictures with my children, and they like the forced smiles, like. "Ugh." So anyway, I just had to share that. So we had a move. So let's see. Something disappointing to me. I'm not sure if it was disappointing, but I learned that I am in the new congressional 44th, not the 42nd. So the 42nd race is the race that our current mayor, Robert Garcia, is running for the congressional seat, is running for 42nd, the new 42nd. I learned that I'm not in that district. I don't know if that's a good thing or not good thing. Good thing. I am now in the congressional district, I believe, of Annette Barragan. I need to. I think that's Nanette Barragan. I think that's my congressperson now. I don't know if anyone's running against her, but now I'm going to have to pay attention to that race as well. There is another candidate in that race, William Somerville, Reverend William Somerville. Somerville entered into the race or started campaigning last year. I actually had an opportunity to interview him. I know since I interviewed him, he's changed. His priorities as a candidate has changed some, but he is also in the race, Long Beach resident, race to look out for. I'll be talking more about that. So let's see. What else? So March 16th is pretty much the deadline for candidates in Long Beach to get in the race. Okay. So last Friday, if the incumbent was running, so the incumbent is the person who's currently in the seat, was running for the position, and someone new wanted to enter the race, they had to file their papers by 5 p.m. Friday, March 11th. If the incumbent is not running in the race, so incumbent means the person who's currently sitting in the race, the deadline is March 16th. And I believe that's Wednesday, March 16th. 14, 15, 16. Yeah, that's Wednesday. So we should see some activity in the next week. So I had initially was going to have a conversation about the mayoral race. I'm going to wait to see who the final candidates are before I have any conversation about the race. Yet, just giggles, these are candidates. These are two candidates right here. Oh, I didn't mention the names of candidates. So we have Susie Price and Rex Richardson, who were at the nomination signing for Gerrie Schipske. That's why it was so funny to me to see them there in their lovely smiles that reminded me of my children's smiles. Um, the following week, I plan on having conversation about the mayoral race. But something that I had wanted to talk about, but I'm not going to, because I'm going to shut this down early tonight, is finances. So, something that is available to all of us is the financial records of donors in the race. Okay, the financial records of donors for the candidates. So when the candidates get ready to decide, when they decide they're going to be candidates, there's different processes they have to go through. They have to get a number from at the state level, Secretary of State, a campaign number that's supposed to be used at the appropriate times. They also have to file paperwork with the city, the city clerk that says that they're going to be fundraising. One thing that I talked about just briefly last time was endorsements and how sometimes endorsements indicate some financial support. Yet one thing that is available to us is the access to these financial records. So I have taken some time to look at. So I'm just going to give some background for mayoral candidate Susie Price. She did not make an announcement, I believe, until early this month of running. It was March, right? I think it was just, or was it last month? Well, recently she made an announcement that she was going to run. Prior to that, she was um, placed in third council seat. No, I guess it had not announced running. The ninth district council member, ninth district council member Rex Richardson, vice mayor, was running a campaign for the ninth district council. Let's see who else. Those are two incumbents who are not running for their seat. They're running for a different seat. They were already fundraising for their respective seats. Well, when they made the decision to move from one race to another race, they were able to transfer those finances from that race to the next race. Okay. So, for example, there's a years long of fundraising for one of the candidates. So I actually took some time and looked at what the money looked like. What's really interesting is, where does this money come from? Who's giving to them? So that also speaks to like association, like who are they associated with? Something that's also here in Long Beach is very interesting, and I'm going to figure out the best time to have this conversation. Sitting council members, and I believe actually sitting political elects, all of them, they have something called an office holder account. So several years ago, not too long, I think less than 5 years ago, maybe somewhere around there, the city council made a change, voted for a change, giving these council members um, opportunity to raise more money for these office holder accounts. So these office holder accounts were originally designed for the office holder, current person, to be able to fundraise so that they would have like a slush fund to be able to do things in community, right? To be able to go to different events, make contributions to nonprofits, pay for trips that are associated to their position to their office position, yet not necessarily something that could come out of the city's budget. Well, there was a change with these accounts and these office holder accounts. After I've gone through them, and I actually noticed this several years ago, a lot of the politicians, our current political elects, have been fundraising through these office holder accounts and passing the money to different political campaigns. Okay. So if you've ever been to an office holder account or a fundraiser for an office holder account, you may want to take a look at where your money has gone, because you may be under the belief that your money is being utilized to be able to support different things in community, when reality, your money may have been given to another political candidate, and it may be a candidate that you're not in support of. So it's something that, and again, like there was change in the charter. Definitely hope that when someone is elected, whoever is elected in this next election cycle, that they will change that. I believe it was called like reform or election reform or fundraising reform or campaign reform. It was something that was misleading. So anyway, what's interesting, when you look at the financial records of some of these candidates where they're fundraising for their campaign, they have received monies from other politicians or political elects from their office holder accounts. So I'm going to be showing some of that. So where the money come from is really important, and I even think the money is more important than the endorsements, because although some endorsements indicate financial support, but who's supporting your candidate? Like, really, who is supporting your candidate? Who's helping to put your candidate in office? It's very one thing that I know from my involvement with campaigns. They have to have money, right? They have to have money because they have to have a location. They have to be able to make all these memorabilia. The one thing that I don't like, that is kind of very perturbing to me, is the fact that about 20% of the money that's fundraised actually goes to a fundraiser. So again, think about where your money is going and how your money is being spent, even in this campaign season. So I am going to figure out like the best way to be able to show that. I actually had all the windows open before I accidentally closed everything and had to log back in again. So next time I'll show you, but also pay attention to my website, because my Facebook page, because I will be posting this information. Because in some places we have candidates who've given like uh whatever the max is to other candidates. Oh, I see people, political consultants make bank. Yes, they do, Sander. They make bank. Political consultants make bank. Yes, they do. Um, so paying attention to finance. And all this is public record. This is public record. There is no, you don't have to secretly go after and get this information. It is there for us to get. But what I've discovered in conversation, the average voter is uninformed, right? For example, I've heard the candidate Rich Charlie. Please forgive me if I got his name right. His name is Lee Charlie or Charlie Rich or Rich Charlie or Lee Charlie Rich. He's running for first district council. He has stated that he's been walking the neighborhood and that people still think that the council member is Lena Gonzalez. That was 2 council members back. So this is like, so again, we have uninformed voters. So what happened, voters are making decisions based on this face value, but they don't really know what's behind the backdrop. So a couple of things I want to address before I tie this up, because I didn't want to stay too long. Folks have uh, shared their thoughts with me. With who do I think I am in giving? Rich Charlie's watching. Hey, Rich Charlie, I apologize if I got your information wrong there. Have questioned, who am I to be able to make this commentary? Well, first of all, I'm a free Black woman in America and I know how to read. Okay, I'm a free Black woman in America and I know how to read to begin. Okay. Second, I've actually managed a campaign in this city. I managed a campaign, and I tell you, if my candidate would have had like if we would have had 3 more days, we would have won. We would have beat the incumbent. Okay. So I've actually managed a school board race. Been about a decade now since I did that. So I do have some understandings in the workings. I've been intimately involved with multiple campaigns and I've volunteered on multiple at different levels. Okay. So am I an expert? No, I'm not. But I do understand how to read. I mean, I do know how to read and I do understand a little something, something. So, yeah, and again, you don't trust me. Take the time, find out the information yourself. So also, there was word going around or chatter that I had attended an event hosted by a mayoral candidate, and that since I didn't share pictures of me there or did not tell people that I was there, that I was a hypocrite. And I found it really funny because a couple of things. One, anyone who knows me, I don't take pictures with people unless you are someone I really want to take pictures with. And I don't tell everybody where I've been because it's nobody's business where I've been. In regarding attending an event hosted by a candidate, just because we attend an event, and whether it's me or anybody else, that should not necessarily suggest that we're in support of them. But it's part of the democratic process to be able to get information. As I said last time, and I've said it on my page, that invite me. I want to come. You know, I want to go to the events. I want to go because I want to see if the candidates are consistent. I want to go to an event that is not as in the circle of the people that I know, because I want to know if that candidate is going to be the same person they were in their comfortable circle as they are in my comfortable circle. So if you see me somewhere, that doesn't mean that I'm there in support of the person. It doesn't mean that I'm there and against the person either. It means that I'm exercising my privilege, my democratic right to get information. So what was interesting, so back to the whole hypocrite, what I do find hypocritical is how many people in this election season in our city are endorsing candidates, but secretly supporting other candidates. And what I find even more hypocritical is that we have people running on records that are not even solid, that are making these claims of how great and grand they are, of the work that they've done, when our communities are a hot freaking mess. So that must be my 7-year-old knocking on my door. Please go away, 7-year-old. Um, I'm doing something, honey. Thank you. 7-year-old. I guess she didn't read the sign that says mommy's going live. So anyway, the 7-year-old has demanded my attention. So I'm going to end here. Hopefully next time someone can join me. March 16th is our date, people. March 16th, we are going to know who is really in the race, especially for the races where there are not incumbents running. And those races where the incumbent is not running is the 3rd, the 5th, the 9th, in our mayoral race. Okay. So the last day for filing is the 16th. Next Sunday, hopefully I'll be diving into conversations very specific about the mayor. Please, if you're watching this, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me the ugly face. It don't matter. If you don't like it, put it in the comments. I don't like it. At least I know. I would really appreciate some feedback. I have been getting some criticism, and I say criticism versus critique because it's not necessarily the same about me doing this. I welcome anybody to join me in the conversation. I welcome candidates. I know candidate Ian Patton has already said that he would love to go live with me. So when it's time, when we get to that point, I will open up to be able to have conversations with candidates. If there's something specific that you would like me to talk about, let me know. You know, if I need to do my homework or something. If I am wrong, if my information is wrong, check me. Tell me it is wrong, because the one thing that I don't want to do and that frustrates me is when people put out misinformation. So if I share anything that is not accurate, let me know. I will always attempt to share proper resources and sources with everyone. So thank you for those who joined me again. Let me know that you were here. Please like, share. If you watch this after the fact, put replay so that I know. And thank you all and have a good night until next Sunday. Although I may be popping in during the week, depending on if anything exciting happens. Good night, Jerlene. I'm here to inform, engage, inspire, and hopefully I made you laugh.